Good evening, and welcome to the Sunday edition of the Vermont International Festival Virtual Style. As we do every year, we're going to start off with Hao Lee playing international tunes on his guitar.
Hello everybody, I'm Hao Lee. Today I'm going to play some music for the International Festival in Vermont every year as usual. I'm going to play a few pieces. The first piece is a Brazilian piece. The next one may be an Indian piece, and then an American piece, and then Vietnamese piece, and then Arabian pieces. I'm trying to convey the unique cultural music of the guitar to the community. Okay, the first piece is Manhã de Carnaval. It means the morning of the carnival by Louis Bonfa. This is a famous melody. It used to be in a movie score in 1959 somewhere. They put it in the movie score, and since then there are so many versions of this piece of music, so many different styles, so many different mixing and accompaniment. This time I'm going to play guitar style, fingering guitar style, so it's perhaps totally different. Then India. Today's a piece by Armand Coe. He wrote this piece following the tune from Indian. Okay. The next piece is an American piece written by the composer in California, David Kelly. However, he moved to German, so he lives in Germany right now. And he wrote this piece inspired by a legend called Sleepy Hollow. I'm sure everybody knows this piece, Sleepy Hollow. And this is based on a legend who telling about a horseman, headless horseman, a ghost. And this piece telling how the horse riding with that headless figure on that. It's kind of scary, but the piece is kind of funny. So this is Legend of the Sleepy Hollow, so by David Kelly. Now I'm going to play a Vietnamese piece. This piece is pentatonic. It means there are only 5 notes in the scale, and the tune came from the Highland people who live with forest, springs, and they live a very simple life, enjoy the beauty of nature. They don't have very much advanced technology like us, but they are pure, they're happy, they just the children of the nature. They follow the nature, everything, and their music's also very simple, beautiful, and unique. This is called the dance of the Highland. to play another piece. Also sounds like very pentatonic, but in fact it uses both pentatonic. It means 5-note scale and 7-note scales. It comes from the Moors. The Moors, they were the Muslim inhabitants in Iberian Peninsula, Sicily, and after that they wander into Spain, and they merge. They bring a lot of culture and music and everything into Spain, and later people also refer to them as Arabians. So this piece is very, very much Arabians. They call air Moricos, it means the air of the Moors.
The Vermont International Festival is just one program of the Vermont Performing Arts League. Arts organizations like ours have had a really tough time this year.
So instead of the usual entrance fee, we're going to do a virtual pass the hat this year and ask you to please donate, if you will. Thank you.
One thing we've seen a few examples of this weekend are groups from other parts of the world who keep their cultural heritage alive. We're going to now go to Beth Ann McFadden and her Academy of Irish Dance and see how these people are working hard to do the same thing.
I'm Gwen, I'm 17 years old and I've been dancing for 10 years. When I was in preschool, I had a friend whose sister did Irish dance, and after a little bit of time of knowing her, I saw her do it and I was like obsessed ever since. And then once we found the McFadden Academy, I joined when I was 7 and I've been here ever since. It really depends on where I end up going to college, but I'm going to try my best to either find a dance school that's around where I go to college or perhaps a club in the college so I can still dance, because I don't really want to stop completely after doing it for 10 years. But I'm not sure about competing just because I'm going to be pretty busy with school, but I definitely still want to keep dancing.
I'm Daria, I'm 18 years old and I've been dancing for 13 years. Both of my parents were professional Irish musicians for a time, and so they would bring me with them when I was younger to Milwaukee Irish Fest and just local sessions, and it was just so fun to listen to the music and like feel the energy in the crowds, and I knew I had to get involved in some way. So when I was 6, my parents found the McFadden Academy of Irish Dance, and here we are today. Yeah, it's really difficult we've been with McFadden for so long, trying to assimilate to another school or a club is going to be really difficult, but I'm currently in college and I've already found a couple of girls in my class who also did Irish dance, and so I'm hopeful maybe I can start a club or make some cool documentaries.
I'm Sam, I'm 13 years old and I've been dancing for 10 years. So I'm her sister, and when I was really little she joined, and oh wait. I'm her brother, and when I was really little, she joined McFadden, and I always went with my mom to her practices, and I really wanted to join, and I asked Beth Ann, and she said yes. Being the only boy, or one of the only boys in dance, is definitely different. My whole class is girls, but you get used to it, and I made great friendships everywhere.
I'm Alexina, I'm 15 years old and I've been dancing for 10 years. When I was younger, I would go to this other dance school, St. Patrick's Day performance every year, and I remember being really, I fell in love with it, and when I would come home, I would try to do what they did and kick around my living room and stuff like that. And then we moved to an area that had a dance school, and I decided to join. So me and my brother both have Irish citizenship, and I'm planning on going to college in Ireland, and I'm hoping that I can continue dancing there, and I'm really excited to be able to do it in Ireland. So yeah.
I'm Gracie, I'm 14 years old and I've been dancing for 6 years. I used to watch the first night concerts on New Year's Eve every year with my parents since I was really little, 3, and I really, really liked it. And then after a while of asking to try it, my parents finally signed me up. So these are our solo dresses. We wear these to competitions and performances and a lot of whenever we dance except for practice. And each one is custom made for each of us. They're designed usually by companies in Ireland, so then they're shipped over here with take measurements. They're covered in Swarovski crystals, and each one has its own unique style to represent each dancer.
You can either get them made for you or you can buy them used. And so either way you choose what type of dress you want, what colors you want, and even if you don't get it new, you can still choose how you want it to look.
My name is Beth Ann McFadden, and I'm the director of the McFadden Academy of Irish Dance. I'm from Long Island, New York, originally. I danced there for 11 years. I started when I was 9. My parents said I came home from my first dance class and my feet were going under the kitchen table, and I was like, I learned this, and they're like, she is completely hooked on this. So dancing for 11 years, I got to travel a lot. I qualified to go to the World Championships, and I took it really far. And then when I was in college, I wound up doing more student teaching. I went to Sacred Heart University, and I taught at different dance schools around there and decided I really liked the teaching route. And when I was 24, I moved to Vermont to kind of take on a group of about 20 dancers. And since we've grown the school to about 60 to 65 kids, so still doing well. It's definitely different being an owner. I was an assistant teacher for a while, and you know, being an owner, you take on everything. You take on not only teaching the classes, which I love, but you take on advertising, payroll, administrative things, and you have to kind of learn as you go. I had friends that were business majors in college, and they gave me a lot of advice and made some mistakes along the way, like most people have, but I've learned over the past 12 years how to run my business successfully. And I still love it. I do. Confucius always said, I told my dad, as like one of my favorite quotes, it's like, choose a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life. And I truly believe in that. So our first number we're going to do for you today is done in the soft shoes, and it's going to be a real number. We have 4 of our championship dancers, Katie, Ellie, Deirdre, and Daria, and they're going to be performing a very lively dance. You see in a lot of traditional Ceilidh dances, you'll see some line switching and some clapping. So we're going to welcome our first number, the McFadden Academy of Irish Dance. Next, we're going to welcome one of our younger members of our troupe. We're going to bring Scarlett, who is 9 years old, onto the stage. She is in the hard shoes, and she's going to perform one of the traditional set dances. There are 7 traditional set dances, and she's tackling the hardest one, and this one is called the King of the Fairies. Next, we're going to bring to you 2 of our young ladies and our young gentlemen. They're going to be performing what we call a treble jig or a heavy jig. This dance has been equated to actually machine guns because it is so very loud, very strong, very rhythmic. So get ready for some really exciting hard shoe moves. Next, we're going to welcome three of our young ladies, Alexina, Daria, and Gracie, and they're going to perform another hard shoe dance for you. This one is called a hornpipe. This one is also very strong, but it also has a little more of an artistic flair to it. It's more of a da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, a little more of a sing-songy kind of dance. You're going to see some clicks and some other fast footwork, so we hope you'll enjoy the hornpipe. Now we've come to our finale number. We hope you guys have enjoyed the numbers that we've done so far. This one, we're going to bring the whole crew out, all of our dancers. They're going to perform a lively and fast treble reel. So please feel free to clap along, whether you're watching at home or on YouTube. Irish dancing is just, as the kids told you, it's so infectious and it just brings so much joy to people, the music and the community. Thank you so much to Ben Bergstein and the Vermont International Festival for making this all work through COVID, and keep on dancing.
One aspect of the festival that we can't represent as well this year is our community booth section. We do, however, have a new partner that we hope to work with more in the future, and that's Amnesty International. Let's listen to what they have to say about their organization.
Hello, my name is Marguerite Edelman, and I'm with the Champlain Valley branch of Amnesty International. I want to tell you a little bit about Amnesty. We are a global movement that started in 1961 and now involves more than 7 million people around the world who take injustice very personally. We are so pleased to participate in the Vermont International Festival this year. And Amnesty is an organization that fits in well with this festival because we envision a world in which every person enjoys all of the human rights enshrined in the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. What does Amnesty do? We investigate and expose the facts whenever and wherever abuses of human rights happen. We lobby governments, making sure that they keep their promises and respect international law. We tell the powerful stories of the people we work with. We mobilize millions of supporters around the world to campaign for change and to stand in defense of human rights activists who work on the front lines. We support people to claim their rights through education and training. And finally, we research and educate ourselves and others to take action for human rights. Amnesty International USA is just one section of Amnesty International, and our Champlain Valley branch is just one local branch here in Vermont. Our group meets on the third Saturday of each month from 10 a.m. to noon, and due to the pandemic, we're currently meeting by Zoom. We invite you to join us and to work towards freeing prisoners of conscience and other individuals who have had their human rights abused. Here at the Vermont International Festival, we are focusing on our annual Right for Rights campaign. Every year, to mark the UN's International Human Rights Day, which is held on December 10th, thousands of people around the world send a letter on behalf of someone they've never met as part of our Rights for Rights program. These messages help convince government officials to release people imprisoned for expressing their opinion, also called prisoners of conscience. And these letters support human rights defenders, stop torture, commute death sentences, and end other human rights abuses. During the festival, we invite you to help us save the life of a prisoner of conscience by writing a letter to a government official. We'll introduce you to 7 individuals that we're writing letters for this year. You'll meet Germaine Rukuki of Burundi, who is sentenced to 32 years for defending human rights when his work with the nonprofit Action by Christians for Abolition of Torture was used against him. Melike Balkan and Oscar Gur of Turkey being prosecuted for peacefully celebrating LGBTI rights. Yanni Silver of Colombia, an environmental activist whose life is being threatened for defending the Amazon. Idris Khatak of Pakistan, an expert on enforced disappearances of Pakistanis who was abducted himself and now faces charges of espionage, which could mean 14 years in jail or a death sentence. Anna and Victoria, a 4-year-old, here in the U.S., who have been detained by ICE after fleeing from danger in Honduras, and both have been held for months and their health is seriously suffering. Nasima Al-Sada of Saudi Arabia has been jailed in solitary confinement for defending a woman's right to drive and the right to carry out their daily business without the permission of a male guardian. And Tayana Lofton of the USA, a teenager shot while waiting outside of a gas station. No police came to the scene, and an incident report was never filed. Why? Amnesty International's work has had myriad successes, and our work makes a huge difference. For example, Yasana Armanta was freed from prison in northern Mexico in June 2016. She was detained on July 10, 2012, She was beaten, near asphyxiated, and raped during 15 hours of torture until she was forced to confess to being involved in her husband's murder. Yesenia saw more than 8,000 of your letters and messages, and she wrote, "When I receive all these letters saying that I'm not alone, it makes me feel great. And I think, yes, it's true. I'm not alone. They are really supporting me. It's exciting to think that there are people who still care about the rights of other people, and they don't even know me." This is just one success story of Amnesty International's Right for Rights campaign. Won't you write a few letters this year? To participate and write letters, just follow the guidelines established by Amnesty International at the Right for Rights website. You can also attend a half-hour workshop session on Saturday and Sunday between 1 and 3 p.m. on Zoom, and we'll walk you through the steps to help save a life and defend a prisoner of conscience. Thank you, and we hope that you'll work with us.
Mal Maiz. Maiz Sandoval Vargas yesterday showed us how his native instruments worked, and he told us a little bit about his background. As well, Stuart Payton played taiko and explained his Japanese influences. Today we're going to hear Mal Maiz, the band, and we're going to see how those instruments are used as part of an ensemble with Stuart playing Latin drums.
Let's see how they put it all together.
Thank you. We are Mal Maiz. Vamos a pasarla rico. Y vamos todos juntos, la banda, a sonar. Y dice, Como vicepresident. Gracias. maestro. Toca una plena puertorriqueña. Dice. Dice, oh, ya llegó el maestro. Cerca del mar, bajo las estrellas. Negrita Thank you, Yerba Maíz.